Folks, we're going to be working with research papers this chapter. I want you to look at page 67, if you will, and our end results is supposed to look like this. Just a word of caution now, if you end up typing, for example, page 3, if you end up typing that out by yourself, then basically you're going to lose half credit because you've not followed the directions. The setting of research papers has changed drastically from the old days. So anyway, I've opened up a new page for you. One of the first things we're going to do, and we're going to modify the style. So I'm on page 71, and if you go up to the normal tab right here and then right click, we're going to modify it. And what we're going to do is we're going to change it to Times New Roman. We're going to make it 12 point, and we're going to double space it. And we're going to, just a second here, and we're going to look at the bottom here to make sure that we apply this to this document only, and then you're going to hit OK, and then we're going to go ahead, we're on page 72, we're going to adjust the line space, so we're in double space, but we want to remove the space after paragraphs, otherwise when you hit return you're going to get an extra space, and then that's all we need to do. Now we're going to go ahead and then I'm going to go back and we're going to update that so that it includes everything that we've set up. So we got your double space, Times New Roman, and delete the space after that. Okay, so that applies just to this document only. Okay, so now we're on page 74 and we're going to create a header, so we're going to insert, and you're going to come over here to, where is it here, insert header, just a second here. Okay, we're over here under the home insert tab under the header and footer grouping, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to edit the header. We're going to go ahead and hit the home key, or the home tab, and we're going to go flush right, and we're going to type in the name. I'm just going to type my name here just to make it quicker. I'm going to space 1, and I'm going to insert, and I'm going to be inserting the page number. I said the insert tab, I really meant the design tab, and then we're going to go to the header and footer grouping, and we're going to go to page number in the current position, and we just want a plain number. And so what will happen then, folks, is the Sheridan page 1, so when I end up in page 2 it will automatically type in page 2. So you cannot type the word number there, the number 1 yourself, you have to insert that. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and close the header, and now we're down into the body of the paper itself. So if you look at figure 214 on page 79, you can see that we have the name of the student, we have the teacher, the section, and so forth. I'm just going to go ahead and type mishmash for nothing. I don't care about it. You can fill in the correct stuff yourself. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and then if I hit Control E, that will center my title, and my title is found on page 80. And no, it's not page 8. Yeah, it is too. It is called Access Granted. I'm going to hit enter, and if I go Control L for left, that'll take me back to my left margin, and then I'm going to set my first line indent. So I'm right up here on the ruler. I'm going to bring that over to 1/2 inch, and now when I begin typing a new paragraph, it will automatically indent 1/2 inch for us. So what I've done, folks, is I've gone ahead and typed in the material, and you can see here that I do have a spelling error. That should be fingerprint readers, not fingerprint raiders. So if I right click that, I can see the wavy red line indicates that I'm misspelling, and I can just go ahead and put in the right click it and put in the correct one. And I'm going to go ahead, and I'm at the bottom of page 88, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to references, and I'm going to set up the style. Now we have several choices. Now we are using MLA 7th edition, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to type in our first citation. So I'll go ahead and I will insert citation. I have two options. I can do a source or the placeholder. If I had the source, that means I know all the information now and I can just go ahead and type it in. If I don't have all the information together, I would just go to the placeholder and I type in, for example, the author's name. But in this case, I know all the information. And so if you look on page 90, you can see that we don't have a book. We have an article in a periodical, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on show all bibliography fields, and then I'm going to go ahead and type those in on my own, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm finished with the source, and you can see that I had to use the scroll bar to get down to the whole, to cover the whole thing, and you'll see that it shows when we act. It's the medium is a web. It could be print, whatever. It could be a talk show. But anyway, we have the year it was accessed and the date and so forth. Okay, so now we're going to hit OK. And then if you'll notice here, it's automatic, and I know it's automatic because I can click on it and then I see this option, which if you just type in Rossi because that's the way it looked like in the text, then you're going to type this stuff out yourself. Of course, that is going to be wrong, just so you're aware of that, okay? And so then I'll put a period at the end there, and ready to go on with more typing. So I'll go ahead and do that and then come back. Okay folks, right now we're on page 92 and we just finished adding the additional text, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a footnote. A footnote is going to be additional information that's not part of the research paper itself in the body, but it's going to be included in the bottom. So I'm going to go to references and I'm going to insert footnote, and you can see then I have information at the bottom now that I can go ahead and type in, and so I'll type that in, and it's what you see at the bottom. It's going to be figure 37, so I'll stop and get that typed in. Okay, so here's the text now for the footnote itself. Now the problem is it does not match the body itself, so I'm going to go ahead and right click it. I'm going to go to style, and I'm going to make 3 changes. First off, make sure it's in footnote, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to modify it. So we're going to go back now. It's Times New Roman. We're going to go to 10 point, from 10 point to 12. We're going to double space it, same as the body itself. Then I'm going to go down at the bottom where it says format. I'm going to go to paragraph, and I'm going to go to where it says special, and we're going to make that first line special and hit OK. Hit OK, and then apply. And if you look, you can see that just like the body of the text itself, the research paper itself, it's double spaced. First line's indented ½ inch, and it's double spaced and the correct font and so forth. Okay. Now I'm on page 93, and what I want to do is now I'm going to insert the citation for here. So I'm going to go to references, insert citation. In this case, I'm just going to add a placeholder, and I'll add the information later. So add the placeholder, and the placeholder is going to be the name of the author, and it's Nadine. And I'll hit OK. And I'm going to do that again because I was actually had my cursor at the wrong place, and so I'll have to do this here, hit OK, and not sure why it's not allowing me to hit OK. Okay, I'm not sure what was causing that, but I finally got it to go in, and now I'm on page 97. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to edit that. So I'm clicking his name, and I can go ahead and we can edit the we're going to edit the source. And then we'll go to edit the name, and the reason we're doing this is because I have more than one to put in here. So I'm going to go ahead, and you'll see what I have on figure 45 on page 97. So I'm going to do add him, and then I'll go ahead and do the second one, and it's found at the bottom of page 97. So I add him, and I'll put OK, and so then I can go ahead and fill out the information that you see on figure 46. So what you see here matches what you see on page 98. So just go ahead and fill it in, and you notice that the author, when you hit OK, this appears automatically, so the format is already correct. So hit OK, and now if you look at the bottom of the footnote, it starts out with Nadir in white, and then the citation is Nadir in white. So of course we don't want that, so we're going to go ahead and edit the citation, and we're going to suppress the author and the title, and then just put in the page numbers, and I believe it's 62 to 63, and then hit OK. And then that will take care of this at the bottom so that it makes sense to us. So right now, folks, about us up to date, we're on page 104, and we're now going to get ready for our works cited page. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert a page break. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the first line indent because I want to center the title here on that works cited page. So I want to get back that 0. Otherwise, when we hit Control E for enter, we would not actually be centered. So I'm going to go to works cited. Get that up a little bit in the page if I can. Then I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to go to back to my left margin, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert the references. So I'm going to go to bibliography, and I'm going to, now don't insert this one, don't insert there, come way down the bottom where it says insert bibliography, and there you can see that now that's all automatic. So if you end up typing that in yourself, then you've made a major mistake. And so when I click on something in there, you can see that the whole thing highlights. So if I click on yours, that means that you typed it in yourself and you did not do them individually. And again, I haven't decided for sure, but I think I'll probably take off half credit if you do that, because you just kind of wasted your time in looking at this. Now the rest of the rest material you can actually look at yourself, because it's going to go ahead and just a little add finesse to what you have the ability to do. For example, maybe work with a citation if you want to modify or one whatever, but that's not very difficult. The hard part is what we've talked about already. So if I go way back to the top, and remember we started out then on the home when we went ahead and we modified the normal so that it fit in with the Times New Roman double space, remove the space after the paragraphs and so forth. When we came time to do the citation, I can actually go over here and you can see this is what it says in the footnote itself. Let's see, that was for citations right here. So when I click on here on yours, if it doesn't do this, that means you've not done it correctly. Remember, when you add the citation, you can add the citation itself or just add a placeholder for it. Either one will work. If you don't have the information available, you can just add the placeholder, save a place for it, and it'll come later. When you come to the footnote, remember that you had to right-click it and you had to go to Style, and you had to make 3 changes. You were on footnote, you modified it to Times New Roman 12 point. You did this. Then we went to Format, went to Paragraph, and we made sure the first line was indented 1/2 inch. Cancel that. Actually, you'd be applying those normally. And then when you finished, we put in we inserted a page break right here. Insert page break right here. And then we went to the new page. The first thing we did is we took that ruler back, the first line indent, we took it back to 0. We typed works cited. We entered once, went to left margin, and then under references, we actually went here and we inserted bibliography right here. And that did everything automatically for us. So if you do it correctly, folks, it's going to be a lot easier for you. Again, make sure you look at the samples, make sure that it looks like it's supposed to before you submit it. I wish you good luck with this chapter. I think it's pretty neat what they've done with it.